Dragon Prince Season 4 is still a while away, as no release date for the new season was given at the recent San Diego Comic-Con 2021 panel. However, we did learn about a new graphic novel, more merchandise, and got to see all the various teams at Wonderstorm. Deepcut and I got the chance to speak once again with the series creators, Aaron Hihas and Justin Richmond, about everything we learned. There are some interesting insights here, including a small preview of what to expect in the new season. Well, that said, enjoy the interview. Cool. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us again. There was just recently a San Diego Comic-Con panel about the Dragon Prince, not necessarily about Season 4, but about other things you guys have been working on. So our first question is, how have you guys been? It seemed like we saw a lot of your crew, and it seemed like you guys have grown considerably since then.
I mean, yeah, we've hired, I think, 24 people now that I've never met in person, obviously, like in Zoom. But yeah, no, it's been amazing. I think, both the game and the show are, off to the races, and we have a full team working on both, and Ordell's back online, and hiring, and we're making animatics and like all kinds of crazy stuff. So it's really exciting time. It's very busy, but it's really, really exciting to be back in the thick of the whole thing, and seeing the actors again on a regular basis, and seeing the art director and Edison and all these people that we had stopped seeing so much during COVID. Now it's awesome to be back online with all those people.
Oh, okay. So one thing I've been most curious about is it's been a while now since Season 3 came out. Now you guys are really deep into the future arcs. But looking back, how has your opinions on what happened in Seasons 1 through 3, the original story here of the Dragon Prince, how have your thoughts changed on it?
I'm trying to think if there's anything specific that we've gone, like, I don't know why I'm totally stumped here. No, I mean, I think we're now at this point where we've built on this base, where we've introduced a lot of the world. We started to introduce these characters and their challenges. Some of the kind of key players and pieces of the world, you didn't even, Erebos is in the first minute of Season 1, but you don't really know it. And now you're starting to see this person emerge as an influence and a power. So yeah, I think it feels great that we're kind of rolling into a high momentum part of the saga now, where things are going to start unfolding and revelations are going to start coming fast and furious. And that's pretty exciting. So if anything, you look back and you go, wow, there's a slow build. Though Season 3 kind of picks up the pace. I think we're into the kind of core saga is starting in Season 4.
So my next question was about the new character that was revealed, Prince Kareem, I believe. And was it always considered that Luke would be playing him, or did you ever consider other voice actors for that role?
So the character Kareem, I'm not sure where Prince Kareem was revealed.
Devin responded to.
I know. I'm sort of teasing a little bit. Yeah. No. Justin, you want to answer about?
Yeah. No. I mean, we sent out this what we call sides basically for the reads, and we got tons of actors back, and we actually didn't know they were going to approach Luke, and he sent in a read for it, and we just fell in love with it. We're like, oh my god, we get to work with Luke again. He's awesome. He plays Harrow, obviously, and we loved working with him before, and he just killed it. Just by far blew us away with his read for it. So we cast him, and it's great. We get to work with him again. And just to shut it down, he is not in any way related to Harrow. Just so we're clear from the beginning.
Some people go oh wait, so is Kareem going to be related to Harrow?
Yeah, no, he is not. He's a totally different character. Yeah, so
Fire Elf.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but yeah, Luke's awesome.
Very I could see people asking that question. For
sure. Yeah.
But go ahead, Deep.
So this is a bit of an inversion of my previous question, but we knew pretty early on that you guys had a sort of 7-season plan, and there could have been whispers and rumors about maybe an extra season. I guess what I want to know is, now that you're working your way into the season, has anything surprised you with what developed, what changed, or things that you considered to be so important to the story now being changed to something that's philosophically different, or anything in that regard?
I think there are things that are kind of what do you call them, goalposts? I don't know what the thing is, but there are things we kind of have always known we're headed towards. And then along the way, there are things that we have discovered and that the team has discovered as we figured out the story. I think there are some, yes, there's some pretty significant events that are happening in some of the future seasons that are. Have you ever watched Battlestar Galactica? Okay, so the new Battlestar Galactica, I don't know if it's after season 2, they like, you know what? I don't know. I don't want to say too much, but I guess the answer is we are always open-minded to big things happening and changing as the story evolves, and also like we've definitely come to see that like the Dragon Prince community and the people who follow the show and engage with the show are so intelligent and so passionate that we feel like we don't have to like explain everything or whatever, and like we can evolve the show. We can be more dimensional and sophisticated with the storytelling. So the storytelling is growing and evolving. I think in a way that's going to be really rewarding for the community. So I don't know. I don't think I maybe answered your question all that well, except to say,
That's pretty good.
yes, we are always open to bigger things happening than we anticipated. I'll give you an exclusive that can I say it? I'll just say it. Like things are maturing. It's like the way Harry Potter matures. Like there's at least one character from the first few seasons that's not going to make it through season 4. It's a real we're letting it mature.
Well, now you guys know that that's going to
grow with us.
Now you guys know that's going to be an event, right? Like there's going to be a list of characters that the entire Twitter sphere is just like crossing off as we go along, deciding like who's going to live, who's going to die.
It's gonna be a Deadpool. Yeah, exactly.
We have to warn everyone not to comment any further on it. But yeah, it's more like an example of like the fact that the stakes are high, they're very real, and I think we see our audience as, smart and sophisticated and capable of following a complex story with real consequences. I'm
looking forward to that. That sounds great. Mm-hmm. Hailey?
Yeah. So my next question is about something that I was really excited about to learn, is the upcoming graphic novel, The Puzzle House. So how and when did you guys come up with the idea for it?
I think Puzzle House, there were pieces of it that Justin and I had talked about for a long time that had to do with figuring out who was Viren's mentor, how did Viren learn about dark magic, what was the history of Viren's mentor, did this character, how did this character change, what was this character's fate? So a lot of this was stuff we sort of talked about on the side for understanding Viren and understanding Viren's family, and how Viren relates to Soren and Claudia in particular. So I know I'm being a little vague, but so it's sort of like our own background. And so some of it got hinted at, I think, in the first novel. There's definitely a lot more on this character in the second novel, which is coming out August 3rd. This Kapar is the name of Viren's mentor. And so the story of the Puzzle House is directly related to Kapar's house that he built, and kind of the secrets hidden in it, basically. And some of it is more revealing about Viren and Claudia's character, and some of it does intersect with things we saw in season 3. I think we'll kind of understand better why they make sense once we have read Puzzle House, if that helps. So a lot of the stuff is like we kind of like talk in extra detail about these characters and their backgrounds and how they connect, and then you see an opportunity to tell a story that would be a cool story but would also reveal a lot of that lore to the community. And it seems like, so you go like, oh well, this is valuable because it's going to be a fantastic Claudia and Soren story that we're all going to enjoy just on the merits of the story, but also the lore value is high, so let's do it. That's kind of how we came to it.
Yeah, I'm super excited for that.
I'm extremely excited for the next 4 seasons, but my next question is, what's next for Wonderstorm? You guys talked before about different, Netflix projects that were in the works. Something about someone. What was the? I can't remember the disease right now. But you guys talked about different plans you had. Maybe Netflix was involved. What can you tell us so far?
Can we say? I think we can. We're working on a project where one of the main characters, has cerebral palsy.
Excellent.
And can I say some of this right now, Justin? I think I can, right?
I don't think we can announce it yet, but we
we
say
can't announce anything.
Yeah.
But we're producing something that is an introduction to that world and those characters, and it's really exciting, and we're really proud of it. And then probably early in 2022, we'll be looking for kind of the right partners to help us build that out as a franchise like the Dragon Prince. But in the short term, we do have amazing partners and creative partners that are helping us build a kind of introduction to that world that we're hoping to share in early 2022.
Yeah, we're super excited.
It's really fun, and we're working with some really neat people, including in the community around cerebral palsy, who are advising us and supporting us and hilariously helping us build this character. So we're excited about that.
We're really excited. Yeah, it's gonna be great.
That's really cool. So there was some merch reveals at the panel, and I see that Justin is wearing one of the shirts again.
That was not intentional, but yes, it's good.
And so I love the Erebos hoodie, as I'm sure a lot of people are excited for that one. And so I was just wondering if there was any other merch you could think of, what would you ideally make for the Dragon Prince?
So this is weird, but those this is the one that I always fantasize about, that I know it's probably kind of lame. But in the 80s, those polo shirts with the Izod shirts with the little alligator on them. Do you remember those? The Lacoste or Izod or whatever it was.
Okay.
They would have a little alligator on them. I know but I always remember those as so iconic growing up as a kid in the 80s. So I would love at some point if we could make them with a little bait symbol instead of the alligator. That would be if I could pick one merch miracle, that would be the one I would pick.
Merch miracle. I like it.
But if I could pick two, I would say the Zadia theme park would be the second one.
Oh, yeah.
Right. That's a little more expensive.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit, that one, it's a bigger ask, I think.
Oh, what about you, Justin?
Yeah. That's a good question. I mean, we actually have some stuff that we're working on that we haven't revealed yet, which I'm excited about. But I would love to get, we have high-end figures, but I'd love to get, action figures. And, I played with Star Wars characters and G.I. Joe. At some point, I'd love to have not a statue, but what you could play with. It's okay if it falls down the stairs or whatever. I'd love to get those going at some point. But and then I'd love to get more T-shirts and sweatshirts and hoodies and stuff like that. If we can get those going, it'd be great. Just because I wear them all the time, so it'd be nice to have a wardrobe full of Zadia stuff. But yeah.
Adorabirds. I want to have a room full of
Adorabirds.
Adorabirds
Yes.
that I can this is if everything gets really successful, we can fill a room full of Adorabirds. We could just flop back on and play like Callum. That would be the other. I have a lot of merch fantasies.
And our final question, conventions have been a bit weird for the last year, with the world crisis, if you will. But what are your plans for future conventions, if you have any so far, both online and in person?
We definitely want to go to New York Comic Con, so hopefully they will have us and we can go hang out. And
are you thinking about being there, or if it's happening? I mean, what are you thinking for New York?
Probably. I've never been to New York Comic Con.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we mostly stick to the SoCal area.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, hopefully, going forward, we'll be able to see everybody in person again. So, New York's great. San Diego's great. I'd love to do PAX again. I've done PAX in the past, but not with Wonderstorm, but do PAX again, or, some of the other cons, around Emerald City is another big one, right? There's a lot of really, hopefully, as time goes forward, we'll be able to do more of the seeing people together in one spot. Would be great.
Where else do you think we should be looking to have a presence and make sure we're interacting with fans?
I think New York is a really good idea, just because from what I've seen, like each Comic-Con kind of has like a little bit of everything, but kind of like a tentpole theme. And New York seems to be a really good place for cartoon stuff. That's usually the convention where we don't go, where we're like, oh man, I wish we were there so we could see this panel.
Yeah.
So definitely New York.
Yeah, I loved you guys at WonderCon, because that's earlier in the year usually.
Yeah, it's also weird because now the schedule's all messed up, so I don't know what's going to happen. Like
Sure.
they're all offset. Like New York is actually still about the same time it always is, but like a lot of these other cons have been slid all over the map. So I'll be curious to see what happens next year as we get, because usually WonderCon's in March, right?
Yeah, I
Or
think around
April
then.
sometime. Yeah, so hopefully we can do that. It'd be great.
Awesome. Well, I hope to see you guys eventually in person.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Thank you
definitely.
guys so much for answering all
Good.
our panel
Yeah, of
related
course.
questions.